All right, guys, you saw us a couple weeks ago where we talked about autocross as a good way to start to think about getting into racing, to try it out. We're going to show you now the next step, track days. We talked with Henry Gilbert, Hooked on Driving. They're having an event here along with FARA, some club racing, where you can actually go in your own car or you can rent one of his cars and actually drive on the same track the Grand Am and all the big guys race on with some instruction, all safe. In fact, you'll be doing the track days at the same time these guys are racing, you know, not exact same time, but in different sessions. So check this out. All right, guys, we're here with Henry Gilbert. You're the one who's pretty much, you runs the show here with Hooked on Driving, the whole track day thing. Track days, what's the difference between that and, let's say, autocross?
Well, on a autocross, you're running through cones and you're at a reduced speed and you only have one car on the track at a time. With a track day, we open up the track to maybe 10 or 15 cars at a time, where they go on a 2.5 mile road course for approximately 20-minute sessions. So instead of doing just one lap like you would do in an autocross, you might get 15 consecutive laps on a track day. And there will be 10 or 15 other cars out there with you.
Okay, now in autocross you do in a parking lot, obviously. Track day, you're on the actual track. These are the same people the Grand Am people and everybody else races on.
Correct. You're on the same track. We happen to be at the Homestead Miami Speedway right now. It's a 2.25 mile 14 turn road course, which is the same one that we raced at here at the Miami Grand Prix on March 5th. So yes, you do get to run on the same track as the professionals run when they're out here.
Okay, now you say you get 10, 12 cars at the same time. It's not racing though. There's not wheel to wheel. You discourage that, right?
Absolutely correct. We do not promote racing. This is what's known as a high performance driving event, and it's for people to come. They can bring their regular street cars out here with very minor modifications. We put them out there in a safe environment. If the person is a beginner, they have an instructor in the car with them, and there are certain passing rules that you have to abide by to make everything safe. So it's not a free-for-all. You have to follow certain rules, and even though you have 10 or 15 cars on the track, everybody is very well organized as to how they are going to pass the car in front of them and where they can do it.
Okay, now, when we did a while back a report on autocross, and I said that's probably the first place to try to get to see a little taste of racing, see if you want to do it. Would this, you consider the track days like your next step, seeing if you can do it now on a real track?
Absolutely. In an autocross, you're doing much slower speeds, and you graduate to the high performance driving event, and then from here the next step is racing. So yes, you are on a building block from autocross, high performance driving to the racing.
And you can bring your actual street car here. Any restrictions, any type of cars you don't allow, or you pretty much anything run what you brung?
No, the only restrictions that we have is number one, convertibles. If a convertible does not have a roll bar or some sort of rollover protection like the BMWs and the Porsches have, that they automatically deploy if the computer senses you're going to roll over, then a convertible is not allowed on the track, and it's all for safety reasons, because if the car happens to roll over, you don't want your head to be the one that's exposed. Okay, and other than that, at least in Hooked on Driving, we don't allow what we determine as junkers to come out here. All the cars that you see out here are high-end cars. They're all worth a lot of money, so we want to keep that throughout the whole field, that everybody has a car that they know it's worth money, that they're going to respect their fellow drivers, and they're not going to come here with a $1,000 car and have contact with somebody else. So we try to maintain that status.
Okay, now let's say somebody has not a high-end car, okay, not the thing that, but he wants to do something like this with you. You have cars also?
Well, there's two answers to that question. Number one is yes, I do have cars, and like you see in the background here, we have Corvettes available for the regular person that would like to come and do it. But don't get me wrong, just because you don't have a high-end car, meaning that it costs $50,000 or more, doesn't mean you can't come. What we're trying to discourage is a guy who buys a car that's not worth anything, that he can come out here and he has the attitude that, well, if I have contact with somebody, it doesn't matter, my car wasn't worth much anyway. That's what I meant by not having a high-end car. Okay.
All right, now somebody's watching, they want to do this. How do they get in touch with you?
Well, there's two ways. The most popular way is you go to our website, which is hookedondriving.com. Okay. And you can go there and you can register. The regular price for an event like this for an all-day deal is $300. And if you want to come to our driving school, which is the Corvette school, you would go to corvetteschool.net. And you can also register there. You can call us on the phone, and we'd be more than happy to help anybody and guide them in the proper direction.
Well, there you go, guys. $300 to race on an actual race course with instruction and everything in a safe environment. Have some fun. See if you want to take it to the next level, or just go out there, see what you can do. I mean, $300 is a bargain. Henry?
It absolutely is.
Thanks a lot. I appreciate it.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, guys, we're here with Jimmy Buckner. This is a beautiful Mustang, 2008 Roush Supercharged 427. Why you out here?
To have fun. yeah. This is my everyday car. Roush advertises this between a race car and a road car, and that's just about what it is. This is my everyday drive to work car, and then come out here and have a ball with it.
Have you been doing a lot of track days with this car, or is this one of your first times?
No, got about 30 track days in the last 20 months. So I don't tell my wife how much I spend on brake rotors and brake pads and tires.
Yeah, I'm sure you go through a few set of tires. So when you bought this car, you bought it with the idea that you're going to take it onto the track too, right?
Well, I had seen that there were track days, yes. Yes, I always tell everybody when I grow up I want to be a race car driver. Don't know whether I can afford that, but I can come out here and have my little fantasy weekends. Yeah, I tell people this is not competitive racing, the high performance, but it's practice racing.
Well, Jimmy, I can tell you're having a lot of fun out here, and who can blame you? Look at this car. Thanks a lot. Have fun out there.
All right, appreciate it.
Okay, we're here with Raul Garcia, and I've been watching you out there on the track. I love it, the old Volkswagen. What year is this Volkswagen?
It's a 92.
A 92. A GTI or just a straight Golf?
Oh, it's a GTI.
Why the Golf? Why'd you want to race this car?
I know another competitor which has one, and it runs really good, and we decided to explore the same performance level he has.
Okay, the Homestead Miami Speedway, it's got some pretty long straightaways. How does this deal with it going down that front? It's almost a quarter-mile long, that straightaway.
We're doing over a ton, and it's fun. I mean, we're not doing top speed like the bigger cars, but in our class, we're doing just fine.
And how long have you been doing this?
We've been doing this. This is our 4th year.
So it's a family thing. Everybody joins in and all that stuff.
It's a family thing. Everybody joins in. My dad used to do it before us, and he's helping us, of course. And it's great. It's family fun.
I love it whenever I hear Dad started. It's like almost every racing career starts with that same question. Dad?
Yeah. When do I get to drive? And here we are.
Whether it's you or the Andretti's, it always starts with that.
Exactly.
All right, Raul, thanks a lot. Good luck out there. Have fun.
Thank you.
All right, guys, that's how it works. You want to do some track days, you want to get some track time, great way to do it. Check out Henry at Hooked on Driving. Also, then soon in another segment, one of these days, we're going to talk about how do you go to next step, which is these guys right behind me are just about to go out there in the track.
We are getting ready to drop in just a little bit.